Hey everybody, I'm here to share some cards that I made using a stamp that is from the Greetery. And let me share with you the stamp. It's actually a stamp and a stencil that comes in this set. This is called Print Shop Peachy Keen, and it's a very large set here. It is a background set, but you can also stamp individually the peaches. So there is a guide on the back here. Well, there's a guide included. I also purchased the dies that coordinate with the stamp itself. And the stamp, the large stamp set does come with stencils. There's 3 layers. This is the leaf layer. This is the peach layer. And then this is the blossom layer. I pulled those out so I should show you those individually. Because I don't think I did when I showed my haul. And then there's another coordinating set, or coordinating stamp set, called Just Peachy. And there's also a die set that has the words peach and peachy, and there is a word just, which is floating around in my craft room somewhere. Oh, here it is. Need to put that back in there. So, couple of different stamps and dies. I did not use the crate, which she also released at the same time. There's a 3D crate. I was going to use it, and then I decided not to. So I thought I'd share that. And then the other things I used are this Miss Sparkle paper pad from Joann's. I use makeup brushes for my blending. I do have the other name brand ones from two different places, and I don't prefer them. I actually prefer these. I still use the other ones, but I do prefer the makeup brushes that I bought off Amazon. Inks from the Stamp Market, this peach color and cactus. Also paper tray inks, Harvest Gold, New Leaf, Green Parakeet, and Cocoa Bean. Those are the ink colors that I used. And then lastly, I have this ink dauber out because I use this to spread some of the peach color onto the peaches after I stamped it. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, so the first 2 cards use the background set. And they're very similar, but different. The cardstock itself is different too. The green cardstock you see is actually the cactus cardstock from the Stamp Market. I have the coordinating cardstock for that. But it's in terms of, I don't know if you can see this on the camera. The one on the left is rustic white cardstock, so it's a little bit of a off-white color from the white on this side. And they're both paper tray ink cardstocks, rustic white and Stamper Select white. And then what I've done with this one on the left, the rustic cardstock, has a different texture. So when you're ink blending on it with a brush, one of these ink blending brushes that I was showing, when you're blending on it, it tends to soak up the ink differently. So this actual cardstock here on the front where it says peachy is the rustic white cardstock blended with ink. So the color is not as strong or as bright as you would get if you were using the white, like I used on the right, or if you were to just stamp it. So that's the difference there. And because this peach background set is actually layered, it's ink blending through the stencil for the main part of the peach, the yellow, and then you stamp it with the detail peach shadow ink, which I used for, to darken the layer up. And then, as I said, I took my ink in the peach color, put it on the dauber, and then kind of on the darker parts of the peach, put some more of that peach coloring, because, peaches are they're not one solid color. So I kind of tried to achieve a better blend of the ink using the ink dauber in some place, and then left some of the yellow. So that's how I did this card. And this card actually uses a pink from the Stamp Market called Blush, the lightest color that they have in their pinks. I didn't bring that out. Sorry, I put that away. And then I also used some sparkle pen on those blossoms. So that's the first card. And then the second card is this. The difference I did here was I brought out a different color for the blossoms. This is actually coral, I believe. I put it away. Yeah, coral reef for the blossoms. And again, it's the same color, but the difference is I used an ink blending brush to stamp the lighter color, to ink blend the lighter color. And then you go back with the detail stamp in the same color and it's darker. You can see the differences is the exact same ink color. And then I put the little dots because there's another detail stamp, and that's just the brown that I shared with you. So that's the biggest difference. Whenever you're ink blending, you'll notice that the ink blended colors are much lighter than the actual stamped colors. So that's just a tip for you. And then I used some vellum here, and I die cut the word peachy after I had ink blended it onto some of the scrap I had for the rustic white. So this is a rustic white colored cardstock blended with the peach color on a brush. And then I also took some white embossing powder and heat embossed the Hope You're Feeling stamp. So it says Hope You're Feeling Peachy. So those are the two cards I made first. This was actually the first card I did. And then I switched up the blossom colors on the second card. You'll notice I didn't use the detailed leaf design here. I just left it a flat color, and then I actually did a little bit of shadowing when I did my stenciling using a smaller ink blending brush. And this is the reason why I like those makeup ones, because they have the smaller heads that come with them, and you can get into smaller spaces and not have to cover the whole stencil when you're doing it. So that's another plus for that type of set. And they're also cheaper. So these are the first two cards, and then the second two are a little bit different from those two. Same design. They have that paper that I used from Joann's. I think that paper pad was $1 or something like that. But it was in one of those dollar bins or something. And I bought it years ago. So I like the background of these distressed wood, and I've got the peaches just to kind of emulate a crate. So I stamped a bunch of the peaches on both the white cardstock, Paper Tray Ink Stamper Select White, and the rustic white, just to see the difference of the stamped image. These are fully stamped. Neither of them are blended with ink brushes. So they look probably very similar in how they turned out. But I had to see what the difference was. So these are all stamped images that I die cut out, and then I used the sentiment from the stamp set You're a Peach to put on both these cards. And I haven't put anything on the inside because I'm not sure how I'll be gifting these, so I wanted to kind of leave it open. But those are my shares for now, and thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!